In a similar vein to kind of centering the importance of a somatic experience, a first-person experience, what brought you to clinical somatics, and how has your relationship to it grown and changed over time? And how would you describe the kind of like pre-somatics to post, or how would you describe that transition for you?
Well, I came to it in an odd way because I was not a believer as I came into it. I hadn't practiced it and I came to it. Many people start to practice it and then they decide, well, I want to be a practitioner. But I came to it, my mentor said to me, hey, Eric, we should take this class. One of my mentors who I became good friends with, he said, I think we should take this class. This might be what we're looking for. And I thought it was just going to be a good homework for my clients. I didn't understand what it was. And to my surprise, I started to feel these changes myself. I didn't get it for a long time. And then in listening to Thomas Hanna teach, the recordings of him, and then trying out one movement in particular. I used to have a very spasmy back. Every morning it would be like on the edge of spasm. Every sneeze a spasm, like a problem. And I'd look in the mirror and I'd be off to the side. I didn't really understand it. And I just noticed when my back went out, I'd be way over to the side. And I had these hip pains where I couldn't sit for like 5 minutes in a chair. It's just horrible. And we went to Hawaii. My daughter lived in Hawaii for a little bit. And like for 2 nights, my hip hurt. I was like crying all night. It was horrible. So then I started to do these movements. I did that movement for my back, and I never had another back spasm. And my back started to feel more vital, and soon I feel like, wow, my back's like a place of pleasure, not just the place of like, oh God, I've got this problem back, but like, wow, I feel like my power. I feel like I'm going through. And I began to see it, and then I looked at myself, and as I made these changes, and as soon as I was in this 3-year program, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And even then I didn't quite get it. And my pain was gone, or it would come back like so rarely that soon that would be the anomaly. It's like, oh, it's there. I need to like practice a little more. It came back today. It's like, oh, I'm having a lot of stress. It's like, oh, I feel like, oh, I noticed like that shoulder's low again. My scoliosis is back. It's like, oh, but I know what to do now. I know, and I felt like it's really a thrill. I'm a guy who would like rebuild the engine in his car. I built my own house. I'm like, I like to do it myself. And here it's like, wow, by chance I was introduced to this modality where I fixed myself. You know, as a practitioner, I used to only study things where I would be fixing people. And that's what they say in the somatics class, like, are you a fixer? What side are you looking at? But no, right now, I don't fix anybody. I show people how to fix themselves. And I did it. I had a really bad problem. And yeah, I really did. Oh yeah, like this. I needed this to walk. It's like, I can't even remember. I think it was just like this. It's like that. Like my hip was like, my hip hurt. Like that. Like, oh man. I'd go into a restaurant and like, people would look at me like, who's that old guy? I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. I got this. I needed this. I needed that to walk. And I don't need it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I hope that your perseverance and your ability to have faith in your own power can be inspiring for others to see it in themselves as well.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure. In a way, every night, my arms would like be totally numb. It's like they'd just be numb. I'd feel like, is it going to die? What's going on? When something goes numb, it's like, oh. And there's this problem. And I knew, I like had studied structural things, and I knew that like this was related to my hip problem. But how do you get that to change? Well, I tried everything. I had a little bit of chiro, which I would never go do again. I had physical therapy, which really gave me some very incorrect ideas in the beginning that ended up being making my problem really lock in much more powerfully with the strengthening that they had me do. And fascia release, and I had fascia release done by the most brilliant practitioner. She learned from Ida Rolfer. And it was brilliant, but no, the brain just goes back. And now I know it's the brain. How do we get the brain? I got my brain to solve my problem. If you're the kind of person who values self-sufficiency, then this is the modality that lets you at least step into the full potential of your ability to be self-correcting and take control of these things that have gotten horribly out of control. You know the experience of what it's like for it to be out of control, and you can go to have someone fix you, but that's passive on your part. The brain isn't learning. The problem is learned. How do we get the brain to learn its way out of the problem? Yeah.